And we are rolling today on August 1st at UCLA, where it's a beautiful day, a little warm. The sunshine is shining. We have a beautiful campus, which we all noticed as we walked to class. Beautifully manicured. We're so lucky to be at this wonderful school. And now we're going, we're supposed to be doing persuasive speeches. But we'll let you slide, but we're supposed to be doing only persuasive speeches. And you turn these in for average grade, but go ahead. So we're hearing not a persuasive speech, but a personal commitment speech by Melissa, who stands in the power stance, feet a little wider, finding friendly eyes near the front and center, saying to herself, I respect my audience, and really means it. Find friendly eyes near the front and center, say your name, feel the love, start your speech.
Hello, my name is Melissa. Senior year of high school, we were expected to find a quote that we liked for our yearbook. And I decided to use Jesse Graff's quote. There's always human limitations, but I haven't found mine. I find Jessie Graff very inspirational because she is a ninja warrior amongst many men and female, and she's done amazing things that many women haven't been able to do. Today I would like to share with you my personal commitment to being easier on myself. I would like to share 2 reasons why I'm personally committed to being easier on myself, and 3 actions I took. As I can see in the room, I'm pretty sure that most of you have failed once or twice. And we've all taken our failure in different ways. Well, my first reason to why I'm personally committed to being easier on myself is because I pressure myself to be the best person and to be very helpful around my house. When I had to leave college and leave my aunt that had just had a stroke, I felt very sad, and it was very hurtful for me because I felt like I was being selfish and I was just leaving her behind. The second reason I am personally committed to being easier on myself is because my first year of college, after my first quarter, I was very disappointed in myself, and I felt very defeated because I wasn't successful academically, and I just felt like I didn't mean to be I wasn't meant for college. And luckily I had the support of my boyfriend, and I was able to gain my confidence back. The 3 actions that I took in order to be easier on myself was, first, I decided to call my aunt every day to ask her if she was fine so I wouldn't worry. The second action I took was I forgave myself for my past mistakes. The third action I took was that I developed better strategies for studying in order to be less pressured during exams. Fourth, and finally, after I took these actions, I felt happy, I felt relief, and I was able to focus on my schoolwork more. Now I have shown you 2 reasons that I am personally committed to being easier on myself, and 3 actions that I took to make this possible. There should be no doubt in this room that I am personally committed to being easier on myself. As I said, Jessie Graff is a very inspirational ninja warrior, American Ninja Warrior that has inspired many women to continue on and do things that women are underestimated to do. And I find that very empowering because even though I was struggling in college, I believe that I can make it and I can graduate college, and I should just forgive myself for my past mistakes and be able to move on.
Thank you. Time. 4:10. Thank you. So we're just going to go to my quick comment so we get more in. Yeah. Nice speech, Melissa. You were swaying. So you want to watch that swaying.
That's actually
You know, you got that swing going on and it's distracting. I thought this was a very honest speech. You shared with the group that, and you're right, we've all failed, we've all, you know, as Jesus said, sinned and come short of the glory of God, you know, so yeah, it's true. Your first reason, you talked about, you know, really pressuring yourself and worrying about your aunt, you know, and not being there for her. And then your second reason of poor grades was well put. I thought your actions were all consistent with your PC, and you went on to say how you felt when you took these actions, and so that was you reestablished your emotional connection by going back to your feelings, and your summary conclusion and tie back to your warrior Jesse Graff was good. Your connives, don't use filler words. Think about the time so much, don't think about the time so much that you forget the speech. And don't sway. How'd it go?
I think I need to work on my swing because that's something you commented.
What you're doing with your hands now, you did during your entire summary, conclusion, and tie back. You stood like this. So get an awareness of what your hands and body are doing during your speaking. Yeah. Okay. But other than that, a nice job. Thank you. Okay. Just so there's no further misunderstandings, we're doing persuasive speeches, ladies and gentlemen. And I would like volunteers for the persuasive speeches, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello. Hi. Give me just a moment, please. All right, yes. Hi, how are you doing?
Okay, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Jenna, yeah. Jenna, let me jump into the mini variety muffin box for another handout. Oh, she left. Too bad. Okay. Jenna is looking around the room, making sure all eyeballs are upon her, computers and phones are away. Get that evil. You're texting, that's evil. Get that phone away. What could be more important than my class? Oh, God. Jenna, relax your hands. Just be easy. Take a half step forward, Jenna. You're a little bit kind of toward the wall, like you're afraid of the class. A half step that way. Yeah, perfect. Okay, Jenna stands before us. She's again touching her hands together. Shake them out, yes. communicating, respect my verbal. She's thinking to herself, I respect my audience. She really means it. Flying friendly eyes near the front and center, staring into the love. Start your speech.
Hello all, my name is Jenna Lowe and I am here to present you my persuasive speech. I would like to start with a question for all of you, actually 2 questions. How many of us want to look great and feel great? Yeah, most of us, okay. How many of us do not like working out? Most of us yet again. So today I want to talk to you about why I want to persuade you to work out. I will give you 2 reasons for why you should work out and some benefits that would come out of it and 3 concrete actions that you can take towards your goal. I would like to begin my speech off by giving you 2 reasons for why I think we should all work out. My first reason is that working out is extremely beneficial to your physical health. Heart disease has struck a lot of Americans and a lot of people around the globe, and working out can half your chances of having heart disease and a stroke. That's a big statistic, 50%, that's a big statistic. And that, to me, that empowers me to work out because heart disease does run in my family, and a way for me to avoid it is to work out, which is how I took on working out. The second reason why I want to persuade you to work out is because it's really important for your mental health. My evidence for this is a personal story. My junior year of high school, I went to a party, and I found myself in a really bad situation. As time went on after that, for a couple of months, I really struggled with a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of doctor's appointments, avoiding going to school, and everything kind of went downhill. My psychologist told me, look, I don't know what else to really do for you because you need to start doing something for yourself. And he proposed going to the gym. Going to the gym helped me deal with everything I was going through at the time, and it helped me feel better about my body, as I told you guys earlier in my personal commitment speech. So my second reason for you guys to work out is because it is really important and it is really beneficial to your mental health. Whether you're dealing with something or not, it helps occupy your mind and it helps you relax. And I will give you 3 concrete actions you could take to achieve your goal to work out. The first action you could obviously take is getting a gym membership at your local gym. For me, that's Gold Gym in Thousand Oaks, and I have been going there for a year and a half now. The second concrete action you can take is setting up a working out plan. For me, I go to the gym every morning before I come to classes. So that usually means I wake up at 7:30 in the morning. By 8:30, I'm at the gym. And I set up a constant routine for working out and what I do at the gym. And finally, the third action you can take to achieve your goal is to get a trainer, a personal trainer, or a workout buddy. It's always a lot more fun to work out with a friend or somebody who can motivate you to actually get up in the morning and go to the gym. So, in conclusion, in summary, I have told you why you should work out. I gave you 2 reasons for why you should work out, and 3 concrete actions you can take, as well as some benefits that could come out from working out. So I want to go back to the question I asked you guys earlier. I asked how many of you want to feel great and want to look great. Most of you raised your hands. And I also asked how many of you don't like working out. And again, a very good portion of you raised your hands. I want to go back and ask you again. If you're doing this for yourself, if you're doing this to help yourself, would you be willing to go and work out? That is some of you, so yeah. In conclusion, I have told you why I believe you should work out. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenna. You started with a rhetorical question, and that was good. It's not my favorite grammar, but it's effective. It worked out okay. You can start with a poem, a quote, story, but you chose to sort of involve the audience and, you know, get them to raise their hand, and that, of course, was fine. The significant statement needed a little more attention and work. You skipped over that and went right to your main body. But you were selling it enough, so we knew what you were doing and why you were doing it, so that was okay. As far as using evidence, and this is important, I want to tell all of you so you can make this adjustment in your speeches right now. We're looking to have statistics in these speeches and a bibliography, Chicago style, and we need to say where it came from so it has credibility, and we call that argument from authority. So while you stressed it was an important statistic and it was persuasive, we needed to know where it came from and who did the study and that sort of thing to be even more effective.
Can I email you the bibliography for that?
Certainly. But I'm, again, you know, it's too late for Jenna, but not for the rest of you. So if you don't have your citation in your text of your speech, put it in right now, folks, so you don't lose points on that. I liked your personal story of your shrink telling you go work out, and you use that as evidence. As people could generalize and say, okay, maybe that would work for me too. So that was fine. Your concrete actions were things that people could do, although, you know, I think that, you know, I would have started with baby steps like start walking, you know, because gym membership is some money. So for the Gold's Gym is a lot of money. But yeah. And benefits, would have liked to have had them stress more because that's what sells the speech. Yeah. Your summary, conclusion, and tieback were fine. As far as your connive, you said I want to make good eye contact. I want to talk slow and I want to stay within the time limit. Jesus tells me you were at 4:20. So you successfully stayed within the time limit. Congratulations. How about the other two, Jenna?
I think that I definitely talked slower this time, but my eye contact still needed a little bit more improvement on the left side of the room.
Okay, yeah, don't neglect, they're all your children, you know, if you want to think of it that way. And people notice when you don't look at a particular side of the room or don't look at them at all. They think, what am I, chopped liver? So yeah, nice job, Jenna. Thank you. Okay. Do we have another volunteer? Oh, come on, I have to call on somebody? Come on, volunteer. Thank you. Like a name on this, the real name that's on the roll sheet, not Charlotte, Scarlett. Ooh. Undo your hands, let them swing by your side. extends before you, making sure all eyeballs are upon you. Let's see if that girl's text. Communicating respect non-verbally. Saying to himself, I respect my audience, and really mean it. Find friendly eyes near the front and center. Say your name, feel the love. Start your speech.
Okay, my name is Kaido. And
Hi, Kaito.
And let's start quite fast with speech. And if you love water, you love 70% of yourself. And we can access water anywhere, like tap water, bottled water, and so on. So water consists of our 70% of our body. So if you don't like to drink water, it means to die. So today I want to persuade you to drink water instead of sugary drink. And I will give you 2 reasons and some actions and some benefits. And when I came to America, I was surprised at the size of drink in McDonald's because the Japanese large one is smaller than American's medium one. So I was surprised. There are many people drink sugar drink. Sugar drink is not bad, but too much is not good for our health. And I will show you 2 reasons. The first one is that when you drink sugar water, you get sugar water makes you get too much sugar. Sugar is not a bad thing, but if you get too much, it may cause disease. My support for this is that Melly Nelson and Barry said that you should get sugar 50 grams, and if you drink 500 milliliters Coke, you will get 65 grams sugar. So it's too much. I feel fear because too much sugar causes heart disease and stomachs and so on. So if you drink water instead of sugar drink, you can save your health. And the second reason that I want you to drink water instead of sugar drink is that we tend to lack of water because we do not drink natural water. And if you drink sugar drink, you can get water, but you also get main sugar and coffee. So we can pour the water inside our body for hours. And the support for this is that the Institute of Medicine, they say that the male should drink 3.7 liters water and female drink 2.7 liters water. So, and when I had this, I think that I'm always trying to drink 2 bottles water, but it's not enough. And we should drink water before we feel unhealthy. And I will give you some concrete actions you might take. The first one, you should drink small size of sugar drink if you want to drink. It may decrease the risk of disease. And second, you should drink big size of water so that you can drink water, you can understand how much water you drank. And third one is you should understand how much you should drink and how much sugar you can get per day. And if you perform these, you can understand your skin can be moisture and you can feel unhealthy. And you will understand that you don't fall ill in the future. And in conclusion, there should be no doubt in this room. You should drink water instead of sugar drink. And I will give you 2 reasons and 3 actions and some benefits. And finally, to drink water body health and our body, our health, our life health. So to drink water, good amount of water, you can get love it. Finally, if you love water, you love 50% of yourself. And if you want to love yourself, you have to change the eating and drinking habits. And now I'm trying to change it. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello? Well, I liked your speech very much. It was nicely done. It was, you followed the outline perfectly. You pointed out that we made of water, and if we don't drink it, we'll die. So you really, put it out there. That was good, yeah. Your thesis was good. It was easy to follow, yeah. I liked how you shared with us your cultural shock and going to McDonald's and getting supersized, going, oh my God, what are these people doing to themselves? And that was good. That's a good reminder that the portions are too large, yeah. Your first reason, too much sugar, good. My only suggestion from you did cite where your evidence came from, a date, and the Chicago style means the footnote is at the bottom of the page. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Same with the Institute of Medicine. Tell us the date. So if you don't have the date on your evidence, write it in right now, folks, so you don't lose points on that. Yeah. On the concrete actions you proposed, I was surprised that you even suggested people still drink a little bit of water, but that's okay. Sort of a gradual withdrawal, I guess. Yeah. So that's fine. And the benefits, skin moisture, that sort of thing, was good. Constipation, okay, good, yeah. You flipped the summary and the conclusion, that was fine, yeah. And your tie back was good. Nor can I. Be fluent, make good eye contact, and be full of life, have a vigorous voice. How'd it go? What was the time? 4:58? Oh, excellent, yeah. Right in time, yeah. How'd it go with your canais?
I'm trying to make it precise.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I try to say English fluently, and
Yeah.
try to say words big and small, voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, yeah. That was good, yeah. Yeah, you've improved remarkably over the summer. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, okay. Do we have another volunteer? No volunteer? Come on. We're all doing it today, ladies and gentlemen. Should I call on someone? Okay. I'll call on someone. Brando. Marlon Brando. Thank you, Brando. Nicely typed. They're dropping like flies, Brando. Take a half step forward, please, Brando. You look like you're afraid to be in the room. There we go. Yeah. A little bit taller, right? Mr. Marlon Brando stands before us, managing the tension, arms loose, not behind your back, communicating respect non-verbally, finding friendly eyes, you to the front and the center. Say your name, feel the love, start your speech. Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Brando.
Hi, Brando.
I want to begin with I always say in China that is 日出而作，日落而息, which means that we should go to work when the sun rises and go to sleep when the sun descends. This old saying appeared because there was no electricity in the old society. Although we are more convenient to use electricity now, and we not only depend on sunshine. But we can still learn something from the old quote that take a good rest in the night is good for our health. So today I want to persuade you to go to sleep early, and I will present two reasons and some benefits and actions that I will follow if you take my proposal. I know many of you get used to stay up late. I don't say that you like it, but you get used to it because I was one of you. There are many reasons for us to do so, like too much homework, like some interesting entertainment, but this is very bad for our health. I was one of you, and now I'm trying to get over it, and I feel better now. And I want to persuade you to do so like this. The first reason that I want you to sleep early is that it is good for our health. My support for this is the research which won the 2017 Nobel Prize in medicine, that it shows that there exists a real biological clock in our bodies. We are animals like other animals. We all need to obey the rules of the nature. And the most easy nature is that we need good sleep. So we need to sleep well, so we can have energy to do something useful and something meaningful in the daytime. The second reason that I want you to sleep early is that it is good for time management. My support for this reason was that what was my personal experience that there was a time for me to stay up late reading novels in bed in the night. At that time, I always stay up late till about 3 or 4 o'clock if there is a class tomorrow morning, I can't learn something well. Or to say that I can learn nothing in that class because my body is so exhausting. And if there was not a class tomorrow, I will sleep till noon. And the whole morning would be wasted. I feel very bad for that. And so I want to share with you some actions to help you sleep early. The first action is to turn off your smartphone, because it is always the most attractive thing to prevent you from fall sleeping. The second action is that is to drink a bottle of milk to help you sleep early. And the third action is to clean up all of your minds before you go to sleep. Tell yourself that there's nothing more important than sleeping now. Fourth, if you do this, you will feel comfortable and you are relaxed, and you have more time to do what you love in daytime, but not in the middle night. In summary, that I persuade you to sleep early with 2 reasons and some actions and some benefits. There's no doubt in this room that I will persuade you to sleep early. And I want to tie back from the I was saying in the introduction. We should sleep early because our forefathers taught us to do so. And although the time goes by, there is still something useful for us to learn from that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, well that was a good speech, Mr. Brando. What was the time? 5:51. Went way over time.
Thank you, sorry for that.
Yeah, you gotta watch the time. I like the Chinese saying, people go to work when the sun rises and rest when the sun descends. Quaint. Would have liked a mention of the Chinese saying in your tie back, okay? And, you know, really come vividly to it. So we have a real sense you've come the full circle. Like your idea of getting people to sleep more, I don't know about early, but more. People don't sleep enough, and we know it, especially college students. They study, they watch Netflix, everything, you know, but they don't sleep. So, yeah. I like your evidence from the Nobel Prize winner, and you told us it was from 2017. So it was recent evidence, and you told us about the biological clock. We should stay in tune with. Relax your hands, I'll be by your side, yeah. So that was good. You used personal stories. I will be honest with you, I am an avid reader of novels, and I've done the same thing. I've become fixated when I was traveling around the world. I always had a paperback novel in my back pocket that I read and read and read, and then changed for another one, and often when I couldn't put it down, I stayed up all night. But that was different. I was traveling. I didn't have a class to go to. But I know the feeling when you get involved in a story And it's a good story, you want to see how it comes out, right? Yeah, so I got that. The concrete actions were good. Let me say this to everybody. After the concrete actions, I want to hear the word benefits. That's what sells this to the audience. So if you don't have the word benefits in your scripts, write it in now. And the benefits you'll get from doing my proposal will be great. Summary, conclusion, tie back were good. Your canais. Relax my hands. Be more confident. Smile more. How'd it go? Yeah.
I think I did better than the last time.
Yes, it was better. It was much better, so that's good. So keep up the good work. Remember, the Chicago style has a footnote on every page at the bottom. Okay, I'm being a stickler about that, but you know, that's cool. But at least you had the references right at the end, so that was good. Let's end on that positive note. Thank you very much, Mr. Brando. Oh, Mr. Brando, just just one other thing. Try to walk a little less. You know, you were doing a lot of walking. You're going to see I was wearing my arm out, following you. So yeah. So try to, it was good walking, but just a little less.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do we have another volunteer? We're all doing it today, folks, so why don't we volunteer and get it over with? Okay, I'll run my hand randomly down the column. Oh, la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Okay, Lyra. Lyra? She flew the coop. Okay. Scarlet. Scarlet will go next. Okay, go. Ilara. No Ilara? Okay, that's a problem. Okay, big zero. Mickey. Hello? What do you think, Michelle? What would you do? Or are we gonna run the class till 4 or 5? 10 minutes. Let's see if I can. Oh, here comes. Guess who's here? Yeah, perfect. Ready to do your persuasive speech? Yeah, excellent. Well, I guess I'll have a donut while I'm waiting. A little muffin will tide me over, yeah. All right, let me try one more. Joanna. She here? Okay. Let's hear from Joanna. Thank you, Joanna. Oh. I'm even going to write your name on your Favorite. F-I-E-R-R-O, right? Oh boy. I really do appreciate you going up when I called your name. You will get extra points for that. And who was who said they needed a minute? So you will be next. And then you will be next. Okay. So we got 3 on tap. All right. Are you ready? Let's begin.
I wanted to start off my speech by asking you guys a question. Have you guys ever felt disgusted or bloated or just like plain lazy after you guys have like a really big meal?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Maybe have like some fries, a burger, a shake. You know, sounds good at the time, and then after a while you start feeling all lazy and like pudgy, and like you don't want to do anything, right?
Right.
Well, my proposal today is hopefully to inspire you all to start eating healthy. I'm going to present you with 2 reasons why you should eat healthy and some actions on how you can achieve this. The first reason why you guys should start eating healthy is to prevent heart disease. The CDC states that obesity is like one of the leading causes of heart disease in the United States, and it's actually like a really big problem. And I think that one way that we could try to lower this is just simply by like cutting off sugar, you know, things like that. And this kind of makes me upset that like so many of us in the U.S. are like obese or overweight, because it's something that's so simple that we can all like achieve, but because of all like the fast food that we have accessible to us, we always tend to lean towards fast food. Like, let me go get McDonald's, let me go get Subway, you know, instead of eating like a home cooked meal, something that could be healthier, like even choosing like the healthier alternative. Which leads me to reason number 2. The second reason as to why you guys should start eating healthy is just to feel better about yourself, to gain more energy. When you guys eat healthier, it actually prevents fatigue, and you guys have like a little more boost of energy. The Harvard Medical Publishing Journal, I think it was, I don't remember exactly, states that all of the nutrients that you guys are getting from actually eating healthier and eating more fruits and vegetables actually prevents fatigue, and you guys, trust me, it'll make a really big change in your mood and everything. And then now I want to present you guys with 3 actions that you guys can take to eating healthy. The first one would be to reduce your sugar intake. The second one would be to exercise at least 2 times a week, you know, even if it's for 30 minutes. You guys can go on a walk, like around the park, like wherever, just any little form of exercise. And the third one was...
Reduce your sugar intake.
Yes, reduce your sugar intake. Okay, so that, switch them around. In summary, there should be no doubt that you guys should eat healthy. To tie back to my introduction, once I started doing all of these things, I've been doing this for like about a month now, and I really have seen like a drastic change in my mood, and I feel more active, and going to the gym isn't as difficult as it was in the beginning.
Thank you, Joanna. Thank you for is that wrong to say manning up and just going up? What's the equivalent? A womaning up?
I don't know if it's fine.
Taking the call. That was very nice of you. Thank you. As you can see, we have a lot to get through, and it's painful when people whine. I liked your intro. I wish you would have sort of gone back to. So don't sit and stuff yourself and bloat yourself as a tie back and say, because that's just going to be counterproductive, you know, something like that. Eat healthy was very clear. The significant statement, the U.S. has the biggest obesity rate, stress that, say we can do something about that. It starts with you. On the, your main body, your reasons, you cited the CDC. I guess you didn't know the date, because I asked you to write it in if you knew it, so that if it was recency, then it makes it more credible that you have real recent evidence that you're presenting. Your second reason, and everybody wants more energy, so you know that's a no-brainer. And you had a good quote, again, the Harvard Health Publishing Journal, but again, you know, as I wrote here, what was the date? And as it said at the bottom of your prompt, you needed a bibliography.
Can I email that to you?
Sure, done in Chicago style, yeah. Your summary or conclusion and tie back were okay. I would have liked the benefits to be stressed more with your voice and the word. There are a lot of benefits to changing and living this way, you know, sort of thing. So, but other than that, nice job. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Yes. 342. Very nice. Okay, thanks for telling me if I forget to ask. Just hello. No name. Old habits die hard.
Hi everyone, my name is Scarlett.
Hi, Scarlett.
2 years ago, a video from YouTube suddenly grabbed everyone's attention. In this video, a man was trying to pull a straw away from a sea turtle's nose, and the blood was rushing from his nose, just like tears pouring out from those who feel guilty for harming so many innocent animals. So today, I'm going to persuade you to limit the use of straws. I have 2 reasons and 3 actions of it. First, straws are easy to drop because they are tiny and light. Even a slight wind can blow it off. So it is almost impossible to collect all of them into the trash bin. Ginger Taylor, a volunteer who helps collect the trash from the 5-mile beach, claims that she could pick up 500 straws in 2 weeks. This number is quite shocking because imagine those many straws float into the sea and be bred or be eaten by the marine animals. The harm can be unpredictable. The second reason was that straws are not as necessary as you thought. Take Starbucks as an example. Frappuccino is the only kind of drinks that we have to use straws to drink. So, except for those crazy lovers of Frappuccino, most people won't have to use the straws to buy drinks. In fact, according to BBC News, 1 billion straws can be saved if all of the Starbucks stores abandon using straws. So we can see that in other words, we can see that 1 billion straws are used for unnecessary purposes. So how do we do to limit the usage of straws? On the first hand, we should stop using the straws, of course. And also, we can persuade people around us, our friends, our families, to stop using straws. Also, we can send suggestions to the companies to limit the use of straws. By doing so, we can not only save our environment, but also to use the plastic saved from abandoned straws to some more useful purpose. So, to sum up, we should limit the use of straws because straws are harmful to animals and the environment. Also, these harm are unnecessary. We can achieve this goal by us persuading ourselves, our people around us, and the companies to limit the use of straws. Thinking of the sea turtles I mentioned at the beginning, we don't want more innocent animals suffering from those unnecessary harm. So we should begin it right now and right here. Thank you.
Thank you. Good. Well, Scarlett, yeah, thank you for putting your correct name on your paper. Yeah, you started with a rather emotional and dramatic word picture of a straw making a sea turtle bleed and almost die. And that was good, and you tied back to it, showing that you understand the concept, so I like that. You want to limit the use of straws, and I was surprised you didn't want to ban them all outright, but so I guess you're being a little bit reasonable. Significant statement, a little bit more time on that before you go to your main body. Okay, sell it to them, tell it's important to them, tell them they can live without straws or use paper straws or just drink out of a cup normally, like big folks do. They're not babies anymore. Yeah. Your first reason, you quoted Ginger Taylor, who talked about how many she collected. As I've been saying to all others, dates are good. You told us about, and you vilified the Frappuccino drinkers. Okay. You quoted the BBC News with no date. Again, that gives it currency and credibility, and you heard me say, write it in and say it orally, so it has credibility, you understand? Yeah. Your actions were good. I wanted to hear you say the word benefits and express it more. And the summary, conclusion, and tie back to the turtle were good. And you did have a bibliography at the bottom, so that was good. So you did a good job, Scarlett. Thank you. I think she's next.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
I bet.
so, yeah. No cuts. You can be next. Oh, yeah. Oh, major stick, yeah, another one. Has everyone turned in their final exam, major stick? Any late arrivals that need to turn it in? Can you borrow my stapler? You sure can. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, uh-huh.
Hello, my name is Mickey.
Hey, Mickey.
Before we start, I want to tell you that according to National Sleep Foundation, an adult should sleep 7 to 9 hours per day. So before I start, I want you to think about one question. Do you think why you should have enough sleep every night? Today, I want to persuade you to have enough sleep every night. I will give you 2 reasons why you should perform this, and 3 actions you can take and some benefits of it. Because everyone will sleep every night, but maybe not everyone will have enough sleep every day. So the first reasons why I want you to have enough sleep is because if you don't sleep enough, you may have your body may, you may
Get sick, have heart disease.
you may get sick. According to the National Sleep Foundation, it say if you don't get enough sleep every night, you may have a higher heart disease rate. Also, according to statistics, researchers say if you don't get enough sleep every night, your brain can work well, and your memory you may not be able to remember everything. So I feel very scared when I heard these songs because I know maybe if you don't get enough sleep, it may affect my body, but I don't think that will be so bad. And second reasons why I want you to have enough sleep is because it may make you weight. It may increase your weight. According to Professor Cappuccino, he said children and adults, if they don't get enough sleep every night, they may have 89% and 55% chance to increase their weight. So that is a huge data. And if you don't get enough sleep, you may want to have extra 385 calories per day. I feel very surprised when I heard this because after I found if I don't get enough sleep, it will affect my body. And if I don't get enough sleep, it may make me increase my weight. And actually, when I don't have enough sleep, I will eat a lot of food like sugar or coffee. So I think that is the truth. So there are 3 actions you can take to have enough sleep. First, you may want to plan your sleep time. For example, you can perform like every night go to bed at 11 p.m. and wake up at 7 a.m. Second, you may want to put an apple next to you or have a grassy meal, then get prepared to sleep. Third, you may want to put your phone down because sometimes social media will attract, most of us are very addicted to social media. Instead of this, you can read a book to prepare to sleep. And when you perform these actions, you may have some benefit to protecting your heart and protecting your brain and keep your weight like a balance. In summary, I will give you 2 reasons why you should have enough sleep and 3 actions you can take to perform this and some benefits on it. There should be no doubt in this room you should have enough sleep. And I want to go back to my first questions I tell you guys to think about. Why don't you have enough sleep? Why you should have enough sleep every night? Because sleep will affect our body and affect our weight, and it may affect our well-being as well. So why don't you get enough sleep every night for tonight? Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice, Mickey. Yeah. You had a lot of good evidence in your speech. I wish that you had given it a date and had a bibliography. Yeah. And put it Chicago style. Do you know what that means? Footnote at the bottom of each page.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a good message, very succinctly presented. There are a lot of problems that come with not sleeping enough. You talked about the biggies, about the heart disease and the weight gain, which people can really relate to in this class, and I think that was really good. And you gave a full citation for your second piece of evidence from Professor Caputo from the World Health Organization about eating more food. And that was very impressive. Again, we needed to know the date of the study so that it allows, so they know it's recent evidence. Yeah. Your actions were good. They were consistent with what you were proposing. They're doable. And your benefits, you stressed nicely. What was the time? 4:59. Doesn't get any better than that. And your tie back was excellent. So Mickey, you did a really nice job, except for the bibliography. Thank you, Mickey. Yeah.
So do I have to turn
It's empty. Does anybody have any staples on them? What?
Question. Do I have to train it again, or you want me to email you?
If you want credit, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Free country, Mickey. Do what you want. What? You sure can. Knock yourself out. Does anybody have any staples or a stapler on them? My stapler ran out of staples. Okay? Come on, sir. We got a lot to do today.
Can you remind me the time after 1 minute passed?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Oh, it's not stapled. Great. Oh, here's one that's stapled with a paper clip. So we'll steal the paper clip. Anyone have a stapler on? Come on, top of that. Back up a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Begin.
Hi, I'm Samir.
Hi, Samir.
And before I start my speech, I want to ask you a question that have you ever felt that you work hard enough and want to have a break or take a rest?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, sometimes that when you finish your job, like taking an exam, that you always feel that you work hard enough, so you want to reward yourself. However, that some people cannot manage their time well, so probably when they reward yourself, they can't stop doing it. Probably they will focus on YouTube or Twitter for probably a few hours, and they just kind of waste their time. And finally, they become lazy, and they don't know what they need to do, and they couldn't make any process. Well, so today I want to persuade you that you should be true to yourself, and I will use 2 reasons and three actions and some benefit about that. Well, the first reason that I want you to be true to yourself, because you cannot organize your time well. Well, I mean that sometimes when you want to do your job, and probably you will take your extra five minutes to take a break, you can't use it. You probably are saying you have enough time, that's 5 minutes okay. So you're focused on something else, or like your phone, and to support that, I will use my personal story about that. Yeah, in last semester, I late 14 times in my history class, and my teacher felt very angry about that. He even want to retake it. Well, the reason why I was late, because this is my first class in last semester. It's at 8 a.m. and I always cannot get up. I can't get up. Probably I'll get up at 7:50 and to run to my room. Cause I feel worried about that because I can't have enough time and even brush my teeth, take a shower, and have breakfast and go to the school, and it won't be late. However, but I can't. I always just stick with my bed. I have a clock at 7:15, but I cannot wake up, and even I make my doormate wake up, but I still stay on my bed. I saw that I have enough time that I can still sleep in my bed. So 30 minutes passed, and it's 7:45 p.m. I saw that I can save my brush my teeth time. I just wear my clothes, and I sleep for 5 minutes. Yeah, so that's a kind of waste of time. So I think that you should be true to yourself, by the way. Well, and the second reason is about that if you're not true to yourself, and you won't make any process about that. Yeah, because sometimes people become lazy and they won't do anything. And as an example, that's my TOEFL exam got 81 a few months ago, and I think I worked a lot. And I don't need to work hard anymore. So every day sometimes I always have some work to do. Like every day I have a goal. Like I need to review my vocabulary or do some reading and listening task, and I do it less than before, and even sometimes I didn't do that. So and finally, I have my TOEFL exam. Yes, last month, no, in June, but I only get 75 in that exam. So it made me feel very sad about that. So here are 3 actions about how to be true to yourself. The first one is that you make a goal and you know what you need to do and what you should do, and then follow that list and do not break that rules. And the second one is that you can ask your friend to remind you to do something else, because your mind's just like a person. He has their eyes and he can know and he can see what you're doing about that. And besides, you can always encourage each other that to make our own benefit about that. And the third reason is that, three action is that try to encourage yourself and tell yourself that you can do it. And if you've done your job and then you remind yourself, you shouldn't be proud of that. Well, I think the benefit about that probably is a hard work well, because we do something that you cannot insist about that. For me, sometimes I want to try to make some work, but I always give up 1 week later. Well, and I remember that my mom told me that if you wake up, you might not be success, but you must not be successful if you're not work hard enough. So in summary, I have already shown you that you should be true to yourself and using the 2 reasons as reactions, so there should be no doubt about that. You should be true to yourself. Thanks.
Okay, and move over that way a little bit, yeah, okay, okay. Can you move that way a little bit? Good, good. Okay, well, Samir, thank you. It was a very different speech. I think it was more of a persuasive speech for yourself than for the audience. I think you were trying to persuade yourself how to get your act together. And I don't know about being cruel to yourself is going to work, but you know, it was an interesting choice of words. But I know that you feel you have to do something because what you're doing isn't working. And yeah, you skipped your significance statement. You told us your first story, your personal story. You've been late to your history class 14 times, and your professor wants to give you the heave-ho. And you told us that you just lie in bed and you don't set your alarm early enough, and you're just spoiled and self-indulgent, and you just sleep away your life. I don't know, you know, I think someone needs to kick you in the butt hard, like your dad or your mother, and roll you out of bed. But you know, I don't know. If you don't have that, you gotta do it yourself, because you're not gonna get anywhere just, you know, lolling in bed till 5 to 8. It's not gonna work in life, you know. So I guess you'll have to be cruel to yourself, as you put it. Yeah. Your second reason, you said you got lazy and then because you got one good score and then you got a bad score, and so then you started to freak out, and that wasn't good. Your actions that you suggested people take were more actions that you wanted to take.
A bit abstract, I see.
Yeah. And didn't see much of a bibliography or much here. So anyway, you got the job done. Thank you. 506. Thank you. All right, next. You want to do it before we run out of time? Excellent. Hey, give me the stink eye.
I'm not.
There she is.
Oh, okay.
Okay, rock and roll. Let me say, as Michelle is making her way to the front, that if we're running out of time, so if you're not able to perform today, and if you want to, you can come over to my lab after class in the second floor of Rolf and still perform if you want to, or if you would rather just turn in your outline for credit. You need to do that before you leave the room today. So that would be your other option. So I will be asking you, like I will say, hi Thomas, can I have your outline, please? Got it? Everyone on the same page here with what we're gonna do? Sorry, Michelle, let's begin.
Hi guys, I'm Michelle,
Hi, Michelle.
and today I'm going to start off with a quote from a famous American novelist, Joel C. Rosenberg, and the quote is, "We are on the brink of an apocalypse, and the world is asleep." And today I want to promote the idea of improving transparency between major drug companies, the FDA, and doctors. And to let you know what this is actually like, to give the statistics of relationship, I would like to say all of us probably know somebody who has been affected by heart disease, been affected with diabetes, is using a drug, a prescription drug, right? And they're all very common things that happen to people. And living in America, we're taking giant strides toward diabetes, cancer, and major heart disease. So I'm going to explain to you quickly what a heart defibrillator does. It's a small electronic device that's implanted in the wall of your heart that moderates the consistency and helps your heart in a failure to start pumping again. And my first reason that I want to advocate for this, I want to advocate for more transparency between drug companies and the FDA. And to give you an example of this, a major drug company, Guidant, created a heart defibrillator that they discovered started to become defective when exposed to moisture inside the heart. It would short circuit, and the person that it was inside, it would not keep their heart working when it was desperately needed. Unfortunately, even though Guidant released this failure rate information to the FDA, Guidant did not stop selling this defective model. It just created a new model, but it was starting to still sell the old one. And I'm actually shocked by this information when I found out, because it is a blatant disregard for human life to sell a defective model that you're not even sure is going to keep them alive. And Guidant was completely after their monetary gain over an irreplaceable human life by doing that. And the second reason I would like to promote transparency between the FDA and the doctors is because even though the FDA got the information from Guidant that, hey, this defibrillator isn't working as it's intended to do, the FDA did neither stop Guidant from production, nor did it give doctors this crucial information. The FDA only gave doctors a very cursory summary of what the defibrillator does, but it did not include the true risks or the failure rates. And the doctors need this crucial information to tell their patients, like, hey, this is how dangerous this product is. Do you still want to use it? Do you not want to use it? Do you want to explore other options? So the doctors, being uninformed, they continue to put defective defibrillators into their patients. And how I feel about this is that lots of people could have been saved if the simple lack of communication, the simple lack of transfer of information were avoided. The FDA could have just included more failure rates, included more information for the doctors to make their decisions on. Because of this, because of everyone's responsibilities, 49 people died due to a defective defibrillator, and one of them was a 21-year-old. I'm 21 years old. A lot of you aren't even 21-year-old yet. A lot of people had their lives just stripped away because of something they were supposed to be able to trust in, but couldn't. And so let me give you 3 things you can do to act on this. One thing you can do is advocate for a regulation on how much testing is done on a device or a drug before it's marketed. We can encourage companies to, when they discover something that's defective, not sell it anymore, release the information immediately to the FDA. And another thing we can do is encourage the FDA to quickly go through these reports, quickly go through these, review them, lastly, what you can do for yourself is, if you do need to use a drug, if you do need a medical device, make sure you understand personally exactly what the dangers are. If your doctor can't tell you much about it, then he's not much of a doctor. You need to go find out for yourself exactly what the dangers are for yourself. And when you do all of this, you'll realize that you really benefit yourself and you really benefit other people. Because not only are you advocating for more transparency for your own safety, you're also protecting all of your loved ones as well. And so I have given you 2 reasons why, 3 ways you can act on this, and the benefits that you receive from advocating for this. And there should be no doubt in this room that we should all try to gain more transparency in the medical field. Going back to my quote that I started with, ignorance is the apocalypse. The underhandedness of drug companies is the apocalypse. And our ignorance and ignoring this is us being asleep. So we need to wake up and do some changes and be more careful so that we can promote health and safety for all of us.
Thank you. Okay, I'll stay up there for your feedback. Yeah, very nice. Yeah. I'm glad you qualified who your source was for your quote, so that was good. So we knew that it was a novelist, and you told us we're on the brink of an apocalypse and the world is asleep, and you are, kind of a soft-spoken and subtly angry woman, and I would be, if this were a relative of mine or something, I would be screaming. This is, really bad stuff you were talking about, in my opinion, right? They knew about it, and they kept putting them into people, and people died, and people were, screwed up with it. It's just all for profit, all for profit. So, let me do this quickly because we're running out of time, but I want to say that when you said I want to promote transparency between companies, the FDA, crucial information, it was kind of abstract. Now, I wish you had found a simpler way to say what you were trying to do, so that, transparency, so that it was clear what you wanted to do between the companies. We got it from your examples, don't get me wrong, but, they need to disclose. They need to tell us the truth. When they find stuff out, they need to immediately tell us when there's a danger. And they need to disclose. And they can't keep this information from the public as they've been doing. You did have a nice bibliography. It was very well researched. I would have, of course, liked a little more Chicago footnoted style, and a little more, how do we say, quoting of your information in the text of your speech, so that it, you had a stronger argument from authority. I loved your benefits. You used the word 3 times, and I thought that was most persuasive. Your canais, no steaming. Don't rush or stutter, and have a strong tie back. How'd it go?
I still feel like I stuttered some.
Yeah, you stuttered some. And I would just say this as a final note. This, I don't know if you were holding back or you're just, you know, a subtle woman, but when you said, I feel strongly about this, I wanted to see a little bit more anger and passion from you, you know. And I don't know if that's possible or whatever, but I just felt that the stuff you were talking about called for that. I don't know. But great job. Thank you for doing this. Thank you. All right, what was the time? 4:57. 4:57. Very nice. All right, we're at a point now where you're either going to come to my lab or you're going to turn in your paper. What's it going to be? Karin Brazini? What? Okay, today you're going to turn in. Bring it over, Karin. Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I'm going to give you a check. Melissa. Danielle. Danielle turns it in. Okay. Iris.
I'll go to your lab.
Iris is going to the lab. Great. I love that. Zhu Fang Hu. Go to the lab. Ucla Ichikawa. That's you? Turn it in.
But like,
Ilara. Ilara. Okay. Lara. No, Lara.
I can imagine hanging out with you.
What happened to her? She died? Thomas.
No, I'm going to turn it in.
Turn it in. Let's see it.
No, I haven't.
Yi Husan Yang. Yi Husan Yang.
This is little thing.
The big zero. Okay, good. Okay, do I have the turn-ins from everybody? Are you taking your muffins away? Oh yeah, we have the lab. We'll eat them in the lab. Do I have all the turn-ins?
Laura had told me that you were missing the PC outline.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
What now?
That you were missing my PC outline.
Who are you?
Joanna. But I presented.
Joanna S. Yeah, okay, yeah, she told me that. Oh, look, yeah, you said it did it.
Yeah, I presented. Did you want me to email it to you, please?
Good, yeah, that would be good. I'll have my TA, she did my stuff.
Okay, will I still get credit?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
I
thank
need
you.
to send my respect speech into your email because last time I used my laptop, I didn't print out.
Who are you? Samir, yeah, I do respect you. I do respect you. You're going to my lab.
So,
Do we have to turn in a self-evaluation if we didn't present it?
No.
so you mean that I need to,
Yeah, we're taking it to the lab.
I mean that,
Oh, I'm getting your coat. And this is goodbye, Samir.
so